What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Past the Barb. You are currently listening to the number one outdoor podcast in the world. I'm Ryan Pincala. Tonight, joining me, Mr. Sam Sobi. We got a great show tonight. We are hot off one of the biggest fishing events I think there is every year, and we were there. And we're gonna break it down a little bit tonight, I think. But we got a great show ahead of you, and as you noticed, I only said there was two of us here.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This brings us to a couple things. Like Ryan said, we are happy to announce again, we are the number one outdoor podcast, at least I want to say on Spotify and maybe iTunes. I don't know about the other ones, but thank you to each and every one of you who has followed along, subscribed, told a buddy. We appreciate it. Keeps us in that number one slot.
Oof.
And yeah, it's really just the two of us. You would think that Ryan and I like banished Bart from the pod, but we didn't. He's been wrapped up into something. He's been wrapped up into something called new married life, and they've been doing a lot of different things. Let me look up where I was looking up before. He had texted us what he did all weekend. Like, this past weekend was the Bassmaster Classic. And Ryan and I went, and
Which
Adam
we went to for the nation, obviously.
Yeah. And I want to say he sent me the address, and then I looked up this address of where he said he was going to spend a majority of his weekend. And it's downtown in the Twin Cities. It's 593 Fairview Avenue North, St. Paul, Minnesota. So I looked this up, and that is the Feline Rescue Animal Shelter. And
okay. I feel like I saw some snaps from this, but I had no idea what was even going on.
I didn't either until he was like, I'm in St. Paul, I can't talk. And I looked it up, and they have cat supplies, cat adoption, dog rescue, feline rescue, kitten rescue, and then they also service pet food and high-end pet food.
And this is like Pet Costco? What is it?
I guess I read a review. Here, I'll read a review because I was I clearly have no idea what him and Alyssa are up to. He wasn't I want to say, hopefully he watched some of the classic, but I read a review. This is a 5-star review. We filled out the adoption request form online, expecting to hear back in a week or so, but someone contacted us the next day to start the process with us. Within a week, we had an appointment to meet with a group of kittens. We ended up adopting this cutie named Freya. We love her so much, and she is the perfect fit for our family. The staff were so friendly and helpful. So maybe there's an adoption going on here.
It sounds deeper than just, we're busy, but that's all we get. So who knows?
Yeah. So
but
hopefully the rescue process for the cat is going good for Bart and Alyssa, but I think that's what Adam's been up to. And like we said, we've been at the Classic. Ryan, freaking take it away.
Oh, dude. So, yeah, I mean, we're fresh off it. As we're recording this, we're Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday. So, as far as I just got home. I got home Monday. Is that when you came back too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, Knoxville, Tennessee. Dude, I went down there on Wednesday morning and stayed all the way through Monday, and I felt like it wasn't even long enough, dude. I had a blast there. But yeah, dude, everything from, I feel like everybody gets to experience the Classic a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
And obviously some people are fishing it, and then some people are doing the marshaling or whatever, just people being fans, people working the expo, doing all kinds of media events during, there's tons of ways to go to experience this. But the past 2 years, I feel like I did it a pretty sweet way where I was kind of working the expo, but also just kind of doing whatever. And then getting to go to obviously weigh-ins, takeoffs, all this stuff. But this was sweet because everything's so close together. And I know you had been to this one before, and being able to just walk to the takeoff and then head up to the expo and then just shoot over to the weigh-in is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's 10 out of 10.
I think you're buffering a decent amount. I almost want you to go out and get back on your OG Wi-Fi, and I'll hold it down for a second.
All right. Give me one moment.
So, like Ryan said, we were at the Classic in Knoxville, Tennessee. It was right on the Tennessee River, and many other podcasts have covered this too. But if you haven't heard about it, it is the Super Bowl of bass fishing, and it is in the coolest location. I think Knoxville might potentially be the coolest location for a classic, just because everything is in close vicinity. That being said, like you can go in the morning and watch takeoff, and then walk down the street to where the expo is, and then from the expo you can either walk or take a free shuttle to the bowling arena where they have the weigh-ins, and a lot of these anglers are staying right there. The vendors are right there. Everything, like the whole classic experience is almost like within, yeah, would you say like the whole classic experience is within like a 5-mile radius?
Oh yeah,
Like if
absolutely.
you
It's
were to
probably
draw,
less than that.
yeah,
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 yeah. It's small at this one. Like everything's just right in downtown Knoxville, and it's like with that river access being right there. Like, I mean, there's like, I think lots of ways to get around, so it's super easy. Even if you didn't want to walk, like you could Uber or do
yeah.
the scooter thing or whatever, which is like big there. But yeah, I don't know. Like obviously night and day difference from Texas, where the takeoff was like over an hour away, like just to go check it out.
Yeah, that wasn't even like at least it was a possibility, but wasn't really a possibility for us. Like we didn't want to go to an hour and a half way takeoff and then hit the expo and then hit like, the weigh-ins. Like, but here in Knoxville, it's like a complete possibility. So talk to me about kind of what the classic was like for you before it actually started. Cause you got the opportunity to go there with Nicole and you kind of got to see the setup.
Yeah, so when we got there on Wednesday, I had to do some work stuff, so I hung out at the hotel for a little bit, but then we all went down to like the expo center,
Yeah.
and they were just finishing getting their booth all tidied up and everything at Lakewood, so they were getting that dialed in, and then whatever, we went out to dinner. So that next day, we spent a good amount of time like at the expo thing, just making sure the booth was good, and then actually getting to go around a little bit, which obviously like everyone, this is crazy because this is now Thursday. The classic opens Friday morning, right?
Yeah.
Dude, and there are still like trucks driving around inside the expo center. They're like uncrating stuff, like built like people are like building full almost buildings inside. And like this stuff is all just like happening the night before, which I think is just unbelievable. But there's so many people working in there. So luckily, like we didn't have to do any of that, like it was already done. So we kind of just took the whole time to just walk around, see what other like booths were there already set up, whatever, kind of getting the lay of the land. And then, dude, for probably like at least 2 hours, we were just in the main like show floor area.
Yeah.
And so like Ranger Boats has a big booth, like huge booth there, where they actually have like a number of boats or whatever, but they had taken like boat seats from a bass boat out and like put them on pedestals.
Yeah.
So it was just like a chair you could move around. And there was 3 of them sitting like right in the center of their booth. So me, Nicole, and Sarah from Lakewood, we all just posted up and we just like watched people like build stuff for like 2 hours, which is like so funny because like obviously these people are probably killing for anyone to help them. And we're just watching and we're being like, wow, that looks like it sucks. Like
Yeah.
this kind of stuff. And there were some people from Bass that have a booth right next to Ranger. And they were like unboxing all the merch they were selling, like just the Bass merch, and like one by one putting like price stickers on them. Like, and you can imagine like how many shirts they brought or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just like the most painful thing to watch. So we're just bumming around the expo center, just kind of like watching people. But there was like a lot of crazy stuff that I think happened during that time. Cause like I said, this is probably like in the afternoon now. So we've kind of walked around, got a lay of the land, and we're like, holy crap, like these people are going to be here like all night. And I think they were in that place till probably like midnight building all that stuff.
Wow.
Because you got to figure like, dude, they were still like putting like water and like fish in those tanks that have like bass in them.
Yeah.
And stuff. And like, I know that Minn Kota Humminbird booth was like, they were still filling up their like pools that they put all the trolling motors in and all this stuff. Like it's craziness what's going on there. And there had to have been a couple hundred people just like building away in there. So that was kind of cool to like kind of watch it all come together. Side note, while we're sitting in there, there's like a like you go to like Menards and sometimes there's like a bird flying around in there.
Yeah.
And it's like small. Like, oh, it's just like a little bird got in here.
Like a barn swallow got in.
Yeah. So we're sitting in those chairs in the thing, and Sarah's like, "Did you guys just see that bird?" And I'm like, "Oh no." And she's like, "Well, it looked like kind of like a big bird." And I'm like, "Yeah, it was probably like, one of these little things you see around like the store or whatever." And it wasn't. It was a hawk that was in that like expo hall, and I think it was in there like the whole weekend, to be honest with you. But it
It's
was
like,
like a
yeah, like
full.
how do you get that out? And then also people are building stuff, so they're like, I could care less about,
Yeah, so we're sitting in
aerial
those chairs and
activity.
we're like watching this hawk like swooping around and then like going up into the rafters like above the lights and stuff. So I guess if anybody went to the classic and knows anything about this hawk, hit us up, because I was like, that thing's not getting out of here. No chance. But yeah, the setup was kind of interesting. So we bailed out of there, went and got some dinner in like downtown Knoxville, which I'm sure we got plenty more stories about that we can dive into. But that first like that whole like setup and everything, and then walking in the first day of it and seeing it done was like unbelievable, because it's just like you don't think there's any way they're getting that done.
It's
You know what I
kinda
mean?
just like a by any means, dude. I love like giant sports shows that they're just like,
Yeah.
by any means, like we will 1000%, like the show must go on. Like this is the Catalina wine mixers. This is the
Yeah.
Bassmaster Classic. Like our booth will be ready for doors to open at like, I don't know if it was 10 a.m. or noon on
Yeah.
Friday.
And we went down to where the takeoff was going to happen day one, the day before, and we had lunch like at that bar that's like
Yeah.
over the water there. So it's like you're there when there's like no people, nothing. Like the event's like set up though. It was actually pretty cool to just like be down there with like zero people on the venue yet. Um and there, yeah, so that was fun.
Well, that's just like a cool perspective because like you only ever, at least myself, like I've only ever seen the expo bumping. Like I've only ever seen takeoff bumping.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen like to actually get to walk. That would be the sweetest time to probably walk around, and then you're like, at least like if you want something to buy or at least want to go recheck in on a booth, you're like, oh, okay, okay, I'll make a little round here. You
Yeah,
know,
and you can get it kind of yeah, you're kind of like a lay of the land and like be like, okay, here's how much, like, all this craziness with like these baits, like these koikis and all that craziness. It's like you could kind of be like, okay, here's how much of like this stuff they have, because like everyone's like putting it out.
so you got to see like the doors open, like you got to see the doors open and people rush in.
Every
Was it
day. Yeah.
was it just like floodgates?
Okay. Yes. So, so yeah. Okay. So we did the whole setup thing. We're there. First day of the classic, we're like, we're gonna go to takeoff too. So we're like, okay, we got to get up like early. And so the hotel you were in was pretty much like right next to the one we stayed in. So
Okay.
like obviously it was not like we didn't stay like downtown. We stayed up by the airport. Um, so it was like a little bit of a Uber ride there. So we're like, we got to get up early if we're gonna make it to takeoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, so Lakewood, the booth that I was like with, their pro is Bill Lowen. He's like their main guy,
That's sick.
who was like in the classic, obviously. So they want, like, Sarah was like, oh, we should definitely make sure we go to like the first day, like while he's in it for sure, and like get a bunch of shots, like, get some stuff for their social media. And I was like, yeah, cool, I'm down. So we all get up early, we get this Uber, we go down there because we're like, we got to get there early enough that we can get close so we can see like
Yeah.
everything happening to try to get some of the shots, because I didn't get like a media pass or anything, which I realize now I totally should have. Which I'll probably do next time. But so we get there and it's like already packed, dude. There are like buses of people showing up to that little bar. And like, did you go to the first morning or no?
No, I wish.
Okay. So there's literally like, like Greyhound buses basically pulling up to that Calhoun's right on the river right there, and just like dumping people out. And that we were like, oh shit, we're like going to be super late actually. Like we're going to be lucky to get a good spot here. So we get out and we're like I said, we had been to that place the day prior, like for lunch. So we kind of looked around like, oh, here's where it'd be good to be. So we get over there and it's like probably 10 people deep all the way to like the railing, which is essentially at this venue is like on the river. Like for anyone that didn't see this, it's pretty sweet. And So we just kind of like start weaseling our way up because there is like some steps that go down there. And that was kind of like the family and friends area. Like you had to have a special pass to get in there. And so we just pretty much stood like right in front of that. And they actually had like a guy in there that was like, oh, like not letting people through, like checking your badges and stuff. So we just basically stood like right next to that guy and started just like chatting him up and like being nice because we're like, maybe he'll like let us into this thing. And I honestly think he just got annoyed of us just standing there because he ended up letting us into the other side, which is where like Mercer and like those guys were like announcing everything.
That's
Like it was
insane.
definitely probably like more of a like a media spot, right? But we just kind of like slinked in there and he was just like, just go. So yeah, on that first day, we were just standing like pretty much right behind where they were calling boat numbers off, which was sweet. So we got in there and we're like right on the water, basically on that like rail that was up there. But like dude, having like Mercer going down and like walking the dock and everything, they're like chatting people up on the loudspeaker was pretty sweet.
That's so electric just to see, like, and also like there's so much anticipation, like blast off morning one of the classic. Like every angler at that point is in it.
Yep.
Um, and it's like the weather was beautiful. Like I think there was that first morning was crisp, but it was like beautiful.
It was, but it was like an epic sunrise and like just like everything about what you love about a tournament where it's like it's cool in the morning, like the exhaust is just kind of hanging around, like all the little things, you know.
Yeah. God.
And because I think the way it was set up was like the first 15 or 16 boats were like tied up at the dock, and then they interviewed all of them to like some degree. It was like just like a little bit of chatting, right? But they went through like everybody, and obviously, like you said, like everyone's in it. Everybody's like, dude, I could win this still,
Yeah.
you know? And yeah, just a lot of like the vibes were good. The crowd was electric, right? Like they're hanging on every word basically on this whole thing. And then, yeah, dude, then they freaking start firing boat numbers out. Well, actually, they had so the way that this played out, because I'm sure like a lot of people didn't go. I think there was thousands of people at that takeoff, but they sing the national anthem, which was great. Some lady, I don't know who that was that sang that. But then Matt Robertson rips like a morning prayer, dude. That was awesome.
Oh,
It was so good.
that's
So good. And I'm sure there's a video of it out there. I don't think I recorded it, but I should have if I didn't. But it was really good. And then Mercer just gets on the mic, right, and just starts ripping, and he's just so good. And dude, and then they start burning through boat numbers, and you know, he's just yelling out accolades like as people are driving by, just boom, boom, boom. Like it's pure hype, dude. Like everyone is juiced. All the anglers are like pumped up, dude. Like it was good, really good. And yeah, we just pretty much watched the whole takeoff, and that was cool. And then, like, you know, it's funny because right out the gate, there's like some drama, right? So everyone takes off, and then like Brandon Polnick peels back to the dock, and like nobody knows really what's going on. Like, did you see this or hear this?
I heard this, yeah, but give me the
Okay.
full explanation.
So essentially, this was the dock talk of the whole thing, but I think we figured out what the whole deal was. But so he comes back, he pulls up to the dock and just sitting there, and he's chatting with like 3 or 4 people on the dock, and then everyone's like, I think he's having like boat problems, this, that, all this stuff, and then he's sitting there forever, and then he kind of like drives back to the other side of the dock, pulls down there, sits for a while, and then like everyone thought he was having like boat problems or whatever. But what I heard was that he ended up getting a penalty, so he had to go through takeoff and then come and like sit the penalty out like at the takeoff, because then he just started fishing like right at the launch, like on the riprap wall house right there for a while. But then we bailed, so we were kind of like keeping an eye on like Bass Track and everything to see like what was going on. But he obviously didn't catch him till like the afternoon wherever he caught him at. So I don't think there was any fireworks in that like main river channel, but that was, I mean, what did you hear about it?
Yeah, that was exactly what I heard too. Just like that maybe he came in a little bit late on a practice day.
Yeah, I
And
think the first day of practice, yeah.
I do love how it wasn't just like any other angler. It was like it's like freaking Brandon Polnick. So like he
Yeah.
obviously has so many fans. Like every single person at that blast off knows who that is, and they're like, Brandon's not
Like,
leaving.
Yeah, they're first, like I said, I think everyone initially thought he was having boat trouble. And like, oh my God, like they're gonna have to like pull his boat out and like work on it or yeah, well, you know, whatever. But dude, like at that takeoff, there were people legit like hey, because where he pulled up and pulled down was like just the deck of that bar was like obstructing the view. People are like hanging over the railing to try to see what's happening, dude. Like like it was like
I
that.
actually love every second of that, dude. That is like that is that's what makes like bass fishing such an untraditional sport is like
Yeah.
you you kind of don't like that stuff can happen. Like that happens.
Well, and it's not like they're talking about it. Like everyone's just speculating all this stuff, and then people are like already on social media, like looking like his Instagram doesn't say anything, like you know, shit like that. And I was getting a kick out of that because there was definitely like people that were like panicking, like around that takeoff. And then eventually he kind of like got the boat up on pad. He ran like 50 feet and just like set it back down. And they're like, dude, he's got motor problems for sure. You know, and then he just like picks up a rod and starts fishing. And they're like, oh, he's just fishing right here. Like it was so funny to just like listen to people try to analyze like what they were watching with like zero context.
I love that. I love that. Okay,
But yeah.
I want you to log back out and then log back in. You got to. Ryan is on just some crusty Wi-Fi, and we're gonna try to work this out. We apologize. Yeah, going into classic day number 1 for myself and Stephanie. She came down. It's kind of a tradition now that we go down and watch the classic. I think this is her 3rd classic, and I don't know how many it is for me. Maybe my 5th or 6th, but this is her 3rd classic, and her first time seeing it in Knoxville. I went to the Gussie Classic in Knoxville, and I went to the one before that where Octafo won, and that was a really cool classic too. That was my very first classic. But yeah, we flew in. You know, we're trying to like get the best rate for a flight, and the flight coming in was Thursday night. I think we landed at like 11 p.m. or something like that. It was a direct flight, so we got in super late. By the time we got in, got our bags, got to the hotel, it was like midnight. By the time we got some food, I think on Thursday night, it was like maybe 1 a.m. by the time we went to bed. And we're like, okay, if we get up for blast off, we're going to sleep like 4 hours, you know? So we decide not to go to blast off morning number 1. And we slept in. And then when we made it over the expo kind of right when it opened, there was just a ton of people. And before we did the rounds, anything, like I'm talking the first 5 minutes in through the classic doors, I hear Sobi, Sobi, and there was some fine folks coming up the escalator wearing a Shame Sobi shirt with a Paw Patrol like little kitty fishing rod t-shirt. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This might be the worst classic of my life. The timing was actually impeccable. I was like, they have an Apple AirPad? Like, and yeah, like, do they have a tracker on me? Like, what is going on? Instantly, we got pictures. We were laughing. It was all good. It was really awesome. Amazing folks, by the way. And like, yeah, it was just electric. The first 5 minutes of the classic, there was a Shame Sobi shirt, and I was like, this is gonna be a long weekend. You know?
Yeah. Well, dude, because like when we left the takeoff, we were like, well, one, we were with Sarah, who had been to Knoxville for a classic previously, multiple times. So she already kind of knew like where everything was at, you know, as far as like, oh, here's where we should eat, here's all this stuff, right? So it's like,
I think Ryan is tapped out potentially. We apologize for just some rugged Wi-Fi. He'll be back. But the folks that had the Shame Sobi shirt on, they're the Finks. They're amazing folks. And after that, Steph and I proceeded to just walk around the classic. And Ryan is back. Continue, brother.
Dude,
Continue.
so bad. Yeah. So like Sarah knew where to go and everything. But dude, so we went and got breakfast at this spot like after takeoff, right?
Yeah.
And like Cooper Gallant's parents were in there getting breakfast like at the same time as us. They were sitting at the table next to us. And it was so funny because they had their whole little squad, right? Like maybe half a dozen people. And like keep in mind, the tournament has been going for like 25 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
And they're like locked on Bass Track, and they're like, oh, he's already moving. Like he's not like this and that. You know what I mean? Like, cause his dad goes to every tournament, like films it for him.
That's
So
so
he's
sweet.
like locked in. You know what I mean? Like he's already like, here's what he's doing. It was so funny because and like I can't even imagine like the stress of having like your family in it, right? Like
Yeah, like to
you're
have your
rooting for them.
kid in it would be unbelievable.
Yeah. So that was kind of fun to like watch that whole thing. And they were there, but I didn't know them previously and I didn't talk to them then, but I did end up meeting them later. Which was fun. But like, so we go to like breakfast, we go to the thing, and there's already like, we get to the expo center and there are like, I don't know, had to have been several thousand people in line at the front door just waiting to get in on like Friday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is nuts. Like I've seen the line like at the St. Paul Ice Show, the first day to get in, and you're like, damn, that's pretty crazy. This was like way more than that. You know what I mean?
Which is amazing to see. Like, dude, that's where like other podcasts have covered this too, but like on social media, you hear one thing or see one thing, but like if you were actually there, like the expo is popping. Takeoff is popping. The weigh-ins popping. Like,
yeah, like party mode all the time. Like people are screaming, it's wild. Like, yeah, for real.
Like the industry and people are buying too. Like people had just handfuls of tackle and the newest and latest greatest things, super sweet swim baits to sneaky little baits. Like the industry is alive and well, and tournament bass fishing is alive and well, which is like the dopest thing to see ever.
Yeah. So like, okay, so we actually, because we just had passes. So as soon as we got there, we just walked in to go to the booth, right?
Yeah.
So we just bypass like all these lines of people and walk in. And like you can tell people are like chomping at the bit to get into this thing. And we got 10 minutes before it even opens. We rolled in there just to like get everything dialed. And I'm not like one of those people that's probably like sitting on social media, like trying to find like all these deals that are going to be at the Classic, but there's people that are, and like, they like live for this, right? Like there's something where if you're the first 100 people there, you get something special or what, right? Like people are frothing. So, and there's like, there's these old guys. Cause like a lot of people have these like, badge or like life member life member badges. So like apparently if you have that, you have like, you can get in at an earlier time than people that can't or don't have
cool. Which is cool.
So that's who's all lined up out there. All these life member people like trying to get in to be like the first people on all these deals and stuff. And they're like old guys. And I'm not talking like, oh, like this guy, like these guys are like 70, 80 years old that are like trying to like sneak in. Like, you know what I mean? And like these guys are like, absolutely not. You know what I mean? But they're like that, like, let's get in there. And then yeah, dude, they opened the door and like I wish, I'm sure somebody did like capture this, but I'm like, God, if they should have like a air horn or something that fires off like right before they let these people go. Because it would be like so much more hype. But like they open the door and people are just like plowing in. Keep in mind, like a bunch of these people are like old, right? And the booth we're at is like right in front of the main entrance to this whole thing.
Yeah.
So they just come pouring in. And I would say for the first good like couple hundred people was actually like running. Like not just like, oh, we're here, like actually running to get to those escalators to go down into like the main show area. And so we're just like, holy shit, like this is craziness. So people are just like flooding past there down that main hallway. And I think we even tried to ask people like what are people like running to get? Like obviously there was something, right? And like the first like three people, they kind of like peeled off into the booth. We're like, what's everyone running to like go get her? They're like, I don't even know. Like everyone's just running. Just like because. But I come to find out that this one, like this koiki thing was going mental.
Yeah.
Like any bait, these like sea urchin type baits or whatever were like, after the first 20 minutes, they were probably sold out in every single place that had them in the entire expo.
Yeah.
For real. Like, and So that was one. But dude, even at this, I thought this was an ice fishing thing. This blew my mind. But everybody wanted those damn 5-gallon buckets.
Dude,
Like,
expos and 5-gallon buckets are a thing. That is a thing.
so is, dude.
I saw I don't know how many thousands of people walking around with a 5-gallon bucket that they secured after that free sprint. Like that was, dude, buckets are a deal, dude. They're a
And like,
deal.
and it wasn't like I always thought, oh, like the thing at the ice show, it's like everyone wants a clam bucket. Like that's just a thing. These were like Progressive Insurance buckets.
Well, it's not even about whatever it's branded by.
Well, I
Like,
know, but I mean, like,
I just think like I understand ice fishermen. Like you put your dead fish in a bucket. You could sit on a bucket on the ice. Like buckets, 5-gallon buckets and ice fishing are like, you know, 2 peas in a pod. But I'm like, why are these people fiending about buckets? You know, in the
Tennessee.
South, in Tennessee, like what will they be doing with these
sort
buckets?
of bucket activities are happening? I don't know, dude.
No,
Like it, but it was on. Like you could tell, and people were about it. You know,
they want it.
yeah. So between the buckets and the koikis, and then like obviously like every like major swim bait player is there.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these people have like wicked deals too, or like limit, like, because one, it's like these baits are expensive, right? A lot of the custom, even some of the crankbaits, they're like custom painted, this, that, they're expensive. But like these, there's some people that don't really care. They just want it because it's like exclusive. Like, oh, there's only 100 of these ever.
Sure.
So they just want to get there and get one if it's $100, if it's 200, whatever. So it's like these people are like running to these places, dude, to get their hands on these like limited drops, which I think is like such a big thing in fishing now.
Which is cool. Like I love that.
Yeah.
Actually. Like I love that.
And because I was like, oh, it's more just these like swim bait guys, whatever. But like, dude, like Mega Bass did like a limited classic drop, and they didn't even like advertise it anywhere. It was just like they just only had them at the classic.
Wow.
Like special show colors or whatever that like they'll never probably make again. And they only had however much they brought there. So I was like, that kind of shit is like big time. That is, I think, what gets people fired up to like run in to try to get some of this stuff. But
it is big time. And like also just playing around in different spaces of the fishing world. Like I'm starting to learn more about this Whatnot app.
Oh,
where
yeah.
like people are just like buying and selling all this exclusive OG tackle, brand new limited drops tackle. Like there is auctions going on every day on this Whatnot app. So I'm sure like a lot of those folks are like getting something exclusive, and then like either they're gonna fish it and love it forever, or they're gonna like flip it on Whatnot, and it's gonna be worth probably a bunch of money. So like to each their own. I think it's awesome though. Like I love anything limited edition. Inside fishing or outside fishing. I think it's cool. It's a part of the culture, and that's what fishing is too. Like when you have a bait or something specific and other people don't have it, like that is really freaking cool. And that whole sector of the culture of tournament bass fishing or just bass fishing right now is like really alive and really well. It's cool.
Yeah. And like, so at this one, and more so than I saw in Texas, there were like a lot of Japanese people at the expo, and not like fans, like business people, like from either Japanese brands or just like Japanese companies in general that were there. And dude, I went back on day 2 just to watch this, and I was like, I regretted not filming it because it was so sick. And I know they did because they had cameras put up. But so after that first day where this koiki thing went crazy, and I was talking to Chancey about it because he was like, dude, I'm trying to get like 3 of these for this tournament I got to fish next week. Like, if you see them anywhere, like, let me know. I'm like, okay. Because as far as I knew, they only had them at like the AFCO, Sunline, like Outdoor Brands booth, you know? And they were posting like on Facebook or whatever, like a picture, and they're like, just restocked, you know what I mean, kind of thing. And I think the first day they had like a limit on like how many you could buy. Like they had a piece of paper up that's like, you know, limit like 3 or whatever it was. But dude, like people were like straight up looting at this place, dude. Like it was like not like, oh, we'll wait and we'll grab a couple. Like people are tearing down this booth basically to get these things. But so I went back the next day because I was like, I kind of want to watch this happen again. But also, dude, so even before they got there, like this crowd of people came like to it. There's all these like Japanese people just standing there kind of like cross-armed, just like watching people buy the stuff.
Wow.
And I'm like, they're like taking notes and stuff. And I'm like, what the, like, they must just be like laughing, right? Like, Like, I don't know what like the tackle market is like in Japan, like how people like, but it's not like this. Like, I guarantee you.
No.
And so they're all just like standing there, just like watching. And there's probably like 10 people lined up, just watching people buy all these things out. And of course, it lasts like no time, and they're all gone. And then like same thing, like pretty much every day they'd hit a post basically up the night before saying they'll just restock the booth. So people were just bang, 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 hitting this stuff. And I mean, I can't imagine that you could have gotten one anywhere after the weekend. Not the classic, not like every website's probably sold out everywhere.
It's
Like
gone.
even who was I talking to? Oh, Teal. Like obviously it knows all this stuff. And apparently that thing like is not even available in Japan.
Wow.
Like it's that hot of like a item right now. I was like, that blows my mind.
You imagine if you owned the Koike, like if that was your bait, you would just like imagine that was your bait, dude.
Yeah. Right. You're like, it worked.
It worked.
And then so funny. Day 2, when I was like gonna go down there and just watch the shit show, Bart had texted me like, hey, see if there's any of these Koike things around. And I'm like,
you're like, no.
dude. I was like, I just watched 300 people run to an escalator for probably like the 50 baits that are on the shelf down there.
Dude, I will say, like, I'm pretty sure those Koikes, like Teal has had them in his possession for a while, but like even Thorn Brothers in Minnesota had those last summer. And I remember Teal talking to me about them. Like, honestly, last spring, I was in there for some deal and Teal was like trying to talk them up to me. And I was like, and they, at the time, I think they were like $16, $15. I'm like, no, like, no, no. Like,
and you could have bought hundreds of them.
All the good colors, all the good sizes. I could have bought whatever I wanted. Probably could have got a deal on them. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, I don't think so, dude. Like,
yeah, I was like, dude, I should have invested in whoever makes this shit.
It's unreal.
Like so crazy, dude. And yeah, and it was the talk of the expo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I want to switch gears.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
On a lot of different podcasts, you know, they break down kind of everything that went on in the Tennessee River, and the bite was awesome. The bite was incredible. Everything from largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, spotted bass, mix of a mean mouth, like crazy good fishing.
Yeah.
Compared to years past. Obviously, Dylan Nutt took home the dub. And the most incredible thing, his brother, Carter Nutt, the day before won the college
the day before, dude.
Like, so the Nutt brothers did a clean sweep. Incredible classic, incredible venue. But one thing I feel like that isn't talked about on a lot of other podcasts is the nightlife action that happens at the classic. And it is half of the classic if you're a spectator. Like Ryan and myself, like we did some work in some booths. I got the opportunity to go, you know, kind of work at the Rapala booth a little bit and then do a cool thing with them in the arena, throw out a bunch of stuff. That's all cool. That's amazing. Love that. Shout out Bassmaster for putting on an awesome classic. Shout out Rapala for letting me be a part of their deal. Shout out Lakewood for letting Ryan be a part of their deal. But Ryan and I, we want to tell you about the after dark at the classic. And it is
the common man's classic, if you will.
It's legendary. Seriously, like there is a reason I have been to so few blast offs, and many folks have been to so few blast offs because the nightlife around the classic is so electric. Everybody goes out. Like it could be industry professionals to people that own these brands to the anglers.
It's the whole industry, dude.
The whole industry goes to the bars in the evenings, and Knoxville has an incredible array of bars. So I'm just about to tell you about kind of the square and the strip they have down there. And then we're going to talk to you about like
some highlights. We'll hit some highlights.
An interesting party that Ryan and I found ourselves at on day 2. But day one, the press pub was the hot spot, dude. It is a 3-level bar. Like you go in level 1, it's a normal bar. You go in level 2, it is like a hip hop dance club bar. There's people shaking it in there.
It's crunk, dude.
Yes, people are cutting a rug. And then on the 3rd level, it's this rooftop bar, and it's pretty electric. And honestly, that's where a lot of the higher end fishing industry was day
Mhm.
one and potentially day two in the evening too, and potentially day three. Like
it was the spot.
it was the spot. This bar is freaking lit and it's a cool time. And yeah, you go through these secret little passageways and these secret doors, and you just find yourself on a third level, and it opens up to be like, kind of a tiki
Glorious.
bar type vibe. And it's
On the roof,
electric.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
And at every event like this, there's always like, if you've never gone to one of these major like expos, there's always like the spot. Like, yeah, there's people out at all these different bars all over, but whether it's the ice show, the classic, any of these big sport shows, like there is an X bar, dude. That's like, and it's like everybody from like, people that do like social media and stuff to like people that own everything, owners, like people that run pro teams, like all these people are just like, this is it.
To Elite Series anglers, like if they're not competing in it and they're just working the expo or they didn't make it, they're like, I am drowning my sorrows here, or I'm cutting a rug here.
Bring in the drunk uncle from down the street and all the college kids that go to school in Knoxville, like
two crazy Canadians that came down there for the class, two crazy Australians,
the
crazy people from the north to the east to the south. Like it's just,
and then just hit them with that sprinkle of Japanese people around.
It's just an eclectic group of people, and it truly is electric. Like I think night number one, Ryan and a bunch of folks and I, like we brought it home to bar close, like 2 a.m. And right at the end of the evening, I was talking to a good pal of mine. He's on the Elite Series, down south fisherman. Known him since I was in high school, and we just got to talking and catching up. He's actually done some fishing up here in Minnesota, and I see he's like dripped out in Monster gear. And I'm like, oh, dude, I actually think that is like so cool. Are you like with Monster? And he's like, yeah, Monster's getting big into the bass fishing scene, and I'm partnering with it this year. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like, I just think like non-endemics, like non-fishing companies are getting more involved in the bass scene. And this is like a big name. This is Monster Energy drinks, dude. Like, shout out Monster. Thank you for supporting high-level tournament bass fishing. I thought that was cool. And then night number 2 of the Classic, this is Saturday night. Dylan Nutt just drops a bag. He dropped 26 pounds. His brother Carter just secured the dub. People are hyped. The expo is over. Everybody probably goes and gets dinner. And there is just, an inkling of like this rumor going around that this Monster Energy crew is having like this shindig, and it's like exclusive,
like a you got to know about it type of party is kind of how this was. And there was like rumblings of it around, like nobody really knew the deal. And it was like, this is a thing. I heard it's on a boat. Like what?
Yeah. And there's like this whole main square of bars, but we had heard this is this big time Monster Energy party. And it is not on a bar. It is on a riverboat that is parked on the river, of the Tennessee River. And we're like, what?
Well, and like we're like, we have to figure out how to get there.
Yeah.
Like I don't know like how this works, but we're like, we cannot miss this.
Like we're going. So
like any means.
Hit up my good buddy, JP and Blake and some other folks that kind of knew a little more about this. And they're like, meet us at the spot. Texted Ryan. I'm like, this is the spot. You and Nicole better meet me and Steph at the spot. Like, this is, I don't know if we need wristbands to get in. I don't know if we need to know somebody
details.
but this is where it's at. Like we found the X for day 2. Like this was the X. So we get there and this riverboat is just like bumping music. And we're like, oh yeah, this is it. So we roll in and they're like, oh, who do you know here? And we're like, oh, we're with that group, blah, blah, blah. They wristband us up. And immediately when we walk in, this dude at the door, this bouncer, like looks Steph in the face. And he was like, open bar is upstairs. Tattoos are downstairs. We're like, excuse me?
What?
And he's like, no, you heard, like, open bar, hors d'oeuvres, food like that. Like, it's all free. It's upstairs. And then tattoos are downstairs. We're like, oh, cool.
Sick.
We hop off this little bridge area and get onto this boat, and opens up the main floor of this vessel, and there is just like 2 legendary tattoo artists from the show Inked and stuff with tattoo beds and lights and guns, and I'm like, oh,
Like a full setup.
these are like real tattoos.
Yeah.
They are giving out real tattoos. There's monster chicks there,
Yeah.
dressed in bikinis.
They had like a legit DJ, like legit. Yeah.
And we're like, oh my gosh. Shortly after we rolled in, Ryan and Nicole rolled in, and we're like,
whoa, hold on. So I texted you because I'm like, when you figure out where we gotta be, send me the pin. Because I was like, we were going back to the hotel after dinner, and I'm like, we gotta Uber back out here. And we all were at like trying to figure out like where to get into.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh dude, we just walked in with like a whole group of people. And I was like, perfect. And I was like, is it cool? Like, can I just roll up, or is there not like need a plan? And you're like, dude, just roll up. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, like this will be chill. So we Uber down there because I'm like, I got it. And Nicole's like, are you sure? Like, because she doesn't want it to be like weird. And I'm like, no, I got it. Like, it's good. And we walked out there, dude. And like, we get there and it's like bumping, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this is it. And of course, it's like glowing, like a little green glow coming out of this boat. And I was like, okay, yeah, we're there. Yeah. And we roll down the dock, and that bouncer is like standing there, just like with his arms crossed. Like you said, now it's just me and Nicole. We don't have like a squad. Like we roll up, I'm like, got my arm around her or whatever. We're like walking down the dock, and he's like, who do you know here? And I was just like, I mean, I knew who you were with, so I just threw it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, like he invited us or whatever. And he turns around to the lady behind him and says something, and she's just like, they're good. And we just walked in, and I was like, yeah, that works so good.
I was on. So my whole plan was, I was like, if you didn't get in, I was going to contact some people. I was like, I'm already on this boat, dude. Like, I will grab some people who I know here, who are like associated. Like, we will come get you. Just try to roll in. And then I'm on the second floor, and I just see you and Nicole drift on this boat. And I'm like, yeah.
Dude, we played it so smooth. We just rolled up like, oh, what's up? Oh yeah, they invited us. And that whoever that lady was legit, because she just kind of gave them the nod like they're good. And we just walked in. And I was like, come on.
I love that so much.
Because it was like they were not just like letting people on this boat.
No.
Like you made it sound like that. And I was like, okay, but
I love this too. Like while I was in search of the X, dude, like texting around, like after day one of the classic, like Steph is like fatigued. We got in at like 1 a.m. We're at the expo all day long. Like we roll back, we did the weigh-ins deal, we did all that. Like it's like we're living off not much sleep, and it's been a big day already. And this is after like the full first day. This is now day 2, and Steph's like, "Are we really going downtown tonight?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, different spot." I'm like, "We're going on a riverboat," and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Come on! I got the X. Like, I got the X.
We're on.
We're so in. PTB Nation is going.
We're going."
And it was incredible. We watched people get tattoos on the main floor. We drank for free on the second floor. Crazy group of people that were on that boat.
So this is an open bar, mind you, and like obviously they had beer, but like all of the drinks they had were monster cocktails.
Yes.
Yeah. And like we were drinking like a lot of them, dude.
Yeah, like are you gonna not? They're like, oh, we have free Monster Lemonade Rehab. Would you like a little vodka in that? And we're like, oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, but and the bartenders were just spinning them, dude, and they were like strong drinks too. Like they were trying to get people fucked up at this thing.
So we have some awesome pictures. Like maybe we'll post it on PTB if you're not following our socials. Like we have awesome pictures of Nicole and Ryan and Steph and myself. Like we are on this river boat. Like hopefully we post some of those because those are awesome memories. And I will say, shout out to 2 friends of the pod. Friend of the pod number 1. If you're a longtime listener, you know our good pal Hayes Baldwin. He does trivia on this podcast. We actually found his doppelganger on the boat, and I took a picture with him. A random dude, didn't know him. Everybody was like, that looks like Hayes. And I'm like, dude, it does. It looks just like him. So I go up and I speak to this guy. I'm like, I need a picture with you. It's super weird. Like, I have to have it. You look like Hayes. So shout out to Hayes. We found you in Tennessee, even though you were there in our hearts. You weren't there in person. And then second shout out goes to a good friend of the pod, Maggie Joe Outdoors. Yeah. She had the cojones to sign up for one of these free tats, dude. And she got, I want to say it's like a trout tail surfacing on the water on her bicep. And I think she was enjoying some Monster drinks as well.
Absolutely.
And yeah. I got a picture of her flexing with her new tattoo that I think she got at like 11 p.m. and Andrew's in the background, her fiance. Like, she got a tat on the riverboat, and we got pictures of it, and it was electric. After that, everybody left that riverboat around 11 or midnight. We went back downtown, and we stayed up way too late, had way too much fun. But that was like an experience, because that was not a normal bar experience. So I thought that was an electric part of Knoxville and the nightlife of the Classic.
It was. The boat was sweet. And then, like, actually, dude, when we got to that second place, that place was out of control, dude. Like, that was that rooftop deal, and it was like bumping, dude. And like, it was body to body, the entire place.
Well, there was some good dynamics going on, because not only was it the Super Bowl of bass fishing, this is when everybody and their brother was out celebrating St. Patrick's Day. So the bar was just freaking wall to wall, treetop tall. Like, it was a good time.
It was. And like, dude, I feel like I chatted with so many people there that I had like no clue, one, who anybody was, but also just like people from all over fishing, you know what I mean?
All over, and all over the country. That's what makes it cool.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think we didn't get back to our hotel till like 3-something in the morning.
Yes, same. I will say, on our Uber drive back, Steph DoorDashed or Grubhubbed like $50 worth of McDonald's food, dude. So I'm like, Mama, no. Like, we've got snacks and we've got ramen. Like, we can, we're gonna eat. She's like, no, I Grubhub this. Obviously, I'm sure it was a bit of a surge night for any Grubhub drivers. Yeah. Like, we didn't get this food until like 2:45 in the morning, dude. And yeah, we were probably up till, I don't know, 3:30, almost later than that, just getting some sustenance, from that night. So clearly we didn't make it to blast off on day 2, as you can tell. Right. And but it was incredible. It was incredible. I think we'll wrap this up by saying this was no feline pet rescue, but it was pretty good. The Classic was pretty freaking awesome. If you've never been to one, you need to go. If you watched it online, I hope you had an awesome time. I guess the coverage was incredible. Like, us being at the expo and stuff, doing a bunch of stuff, we didn't watch as much Bassmaster Live as I wish we could have, but like, it was just, I would say it was 11 out of 10 Classic, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I by far enjoyed this one more than Texas.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, the bar scene was good at both, but this was like different. I mean, I don't know. Like, they just do it. They do it good in Tennessee. You know what I mean?
They do. And Knoxville is incredible because it's like not a big town, but not a small town. It's like a big middle town. They have great infrastructure for it. Everything's right there. Bassmaster rolls out the red carpet. They do an incredible job. Dave Mercer, Mark Zona, Davey Height, all those folks that are kind of emceeing this whole thing from takeoff to weigh-ins to the live side, like, they make it really special. Like, if you're even a little bit of a fan of fishing, like, it's really special. It's cool. It's the Super Bowl bass fishing. I loved every second. I love it.
But I do have to touch on 2 things still before we are over this. One, so the folks that got you that shirt, that's Shame Sobi shirt, right? Shout out. And so I run into them and they give me one, and they told us that this was going to be like a thing. and we got one for Dave Mercer too, right? And we're like, okay, mind you, we're at the Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah, he's not like
rather busy. Okay.
Yeah, he's not like busy.
So they give me this shirt, and I'm like, okay, I will figure this out, right? Like, how hard can it be to like see Dave Mercer during the day at the Classic?
Can't believe you even attempted this. I would have not attempted. I wouldn't have attempted any of this.
So I started scheming. I won't tip my hand to the means and methods of this whole thing, but I did get into the Bassmaster Classic media war room. Okay. And I took some pictures in here because it's like impressive. Okay. Yeah. Like these are the people that are like producing live and like the whole thing are like in this closet thing or like whatever room. So I get in there and they're like, there's like a little door with just like a tiny little window on it. And there's like light coming out of there. And they're like, just wait here. They're like, once they cut to commercial break, you can go in there. That's like the studio where they're doing live. And I'm like, okay, sure. So like
what was your excuse? You're like, oh, I have a gift for the MC of this whole deal.
Like, I mean, we exchanged some pleasantries. They just said, come on, So I get in there, dude. And they're like, okay, don't go in there till like the commercial thing. And I'm like I would know when this is going to occur. Right. So I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. Like I got it. And I'm just like standing there and I'm like, shit, I have like no idea what's going on. And like, obviously I can't just like walk into this thing. So eventually somebody starts something about not being on the air, whatever. So I just go for it. And they're like, this is the best, dude. And I have just is such a good picture. I got to show you, but I walk in and Dave is sitting there and like you're watching live, right? And they're like in a studio thing and it looks like super dialed. I open the door, dude, and they are in probably an 8x10 room. All three of the people that are like on live, like, so it's like, maybe like Dave Mercer, Davey Height, and like Chris Zaldain sitting in this room, and their like knees are touching. Like they're like in a closet, dude, like tiny. And I just started laughing. I'm like walking in. This is like a studio. Like I walk in and they're like all at like a card table with like laptops up.
Oh no. Did he just blank out?
Oh, did I?
No, okay. Continue.
Okay. So I'm like, what up? You know what I mean? Like, what do you say? Like, I was kind of like, oh shit. So, and then Dave's like, hey, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like what's up?
He's totally like out of context, like, why are you here, kind of thing. And I was like, hey, I brought you this, and like he was kind of like he knew about it, right? He was in on it. So I hand him this shirt, and he starts laughing, and he's like, oh, this is so great and everything. And Chris Zaldain's like, what the fuck's going on? Like, he has no idea what's going on. So, and then Dave explains the whole thing, and he's like, well, on their podcast, Past the Barb, yada, yada, all this stuff. And then he starts going on, and he's like, and he's talking about you, and he's like, he just won't pay this goddamn bet. Like, I don't know what his problem is. And like, now he's going to be, and he's kind of like, now he's making it my problem kind of shit. And Chris is just dying. Like, he's like, has no idea what the fuck. He's like, okay. And I'm like, I should just leave.
Chris is like taking this serious for sure. Probably. Oh, wow. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty bad.
And mind you, I don't know Chris Zaldain at all. So I'm like, I should go, like he probably was like, this is like a legit like thing. Like I'm on live. Like this is serious business. So I got the fuck out of there. I was like, okay. So whatever, that goes by. So it's, I hung out in there for a while, it was kind of fun to watch some of the behind the scenes stuff happening. Right. Cause dude, it was like second day was when they started catching all these donkeys and like they had caught like 2 7-pounders already.
It's insane.
And it's like, they have all these clips. Like there is 25 computer screens running in this room and they're all running different feeds of this and that. And there's people like editing like the stuff they're posting on social media, like right now, you know what I mean? And like, it was pretty sweet. And, and so they're firing through like some of these video clips and like, oh, dude, this is good. We can put these two together. Oh, we already got these two big ones. Like they're wrapping it out, dude, back there. It was pretty sweet. And so I hung out there for a while and then I left, whatever, did some more expo stuff. And dude, like ran into a good amount of like PTB Nation out there. So that was sweet to see. Cut to weigh-in. And you didn't go to the day 2 weigh-in, did you?
Dude, no. But okay, so let me tell you my perspective of the day 2 weigh-in. I'm getting tagged in all these PTB posts, Shame Sobi posts. Ryan sends me a picture of Mercer holding the Shame Sobi shirt. I'm like, this is out of control, dude. Like, I want no part in this. Do not bother him while he is.
I know.
Working. Do not bother Bassmaster. I'm like, oh my God, dude. How do I want to just fly under the radar, enjoy this as a viewer. And I'm like, PTB is causing a ruckus here. And I feel like my name is over this.
It is, dude.
With the boys. I'm like, this is out of control. Like Bart is rescuing cats and I'm getting publicly shamed at the Catalina wine mixer of tournaments.
And Bass like totally on board with all this, dude.
Oh, they love it, dude. They're all about it.
Every time I reach out to somebody,
fire those people.
Hey, this is crazy, but like, what do you think of this? They're like, yep. Get here. I'm like, done. Like, we're so on.
So let me tell you about day 2 weigh-ins.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we were going back to our hotel during this section of it. I didn't know this happened. I got tagged in it a bunch later, but after the classic is over, I go to this champions toast where, we're going to kind of, give a toast and a celebration to Dylan Nutt and the whole Nutt family on their accomplishments of the weekend. In this bar, like we're getting a drink at this one hotel bar before we go to this champions toast, and out of this corner walks Dave Mercer and his wife, dude. And Dave like points at me and he gives me the finger like, come over here. In front of all these people, I walk over and Dave gives me a big teddy bear hug and holds me on the back of my head. And he goes, did you see what I did when Brian Schmidt weighed in? And I was like, oh, and I'm like trying to not be an idiot because like obviously he just put on a phenomenal show. I want to be like, I don't want to feel like I'm out of the loop. I'm like, oh, no, I didn't see it. He starts laughing out loud, dude. He was like, oh, you didn't see. I was like, oh, I must have missed that section of live or weigh-ins.
Oh,
he's
my
like,
God, dude.
He's like, oh, dude, he's 0, dude. And I said, he got Sobied. I was like, what?
What?
Why would you say that? I was like, oh, obviously he had a really horrible day. So I was like, Brian Schmidt was 0 pounds. That happens. You got Sobied on day 3 of the Bassmaster Classic or day 2. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell, dude? Like, damn it. Like, what?
What?
So it was incredible. Yeah, I learned about that from the source himself. Like, this is out of control, dude. Like, why? What did I do?
Dude, and here's where this gets even better. So I hear about this, whatever, and I'm like, this is perfect. Like, because like he said he would like do this, but like he like did it. Like for real. And he was eating up every second of this. But here's the funny part. So I message him later and I'm like, hey dude, like, thanks for not like kicking me out of the studio and shit. You know what I mean? Like, and like, obviously he did the weigh and stuff or whatever. And he sends back some funny message, whatever. And then I get this link and he's like, I got this from Bass. He sends me like the actual feed from the weigh-in.
I thought
like
you clipped it.
No, dude.
No, what?
Like the Bass like production, we got it, dude. Like the legit like one from Bass. They sent it to me clipped. And they're like, use this however. So I posted it and like, dude, it's so funny. And like he leaned into it big time. And the best part is like Brian Schmidt has like no idea what he just said.
No, dude. And that's why I'm like embarrassed. I'm like,
and he rolled it so clean, dude. I'm like, oh my God. Like if Here, I don't know if everyone saw this, but I will play it right now because it is so good. This is literally
it's not
this is
AI.
no, this is real, and this is during the weigh-in at the Bassmaster Classic, mind you, and like Brian just which obviously is like probably artist pissed, right?
Hold on. Give your service a second here to come back. Okay, you're back.
Am I back?
You're back. You're chilling.
All right, you can hear me good? God damn it. We just got to get through this. All right, I'll play this right now.
5-9 yesterday. Ooh, the thrill of victory and the agony of angling. 0 fish today. Sobi's day 2 of the Bassmaster Classic. And that one hurts.
Oh my God, dude. So he sends me that, and I am dying laughing, dude. I'm like, this is perfect.
Dave is a savage.
Dude.
Every employee or anybody on that team at Bass and their marketing is a savage. These folks are savage, dude. Like, they have there's no respect. There's no respect. They're all savage, dude.
I just want you to know there's no lengths that we will not go to get this done, dude.
Like, I have to fish the nation, and I have to win through it, and I have to fish the classic, and I have to get on stage and just put some respect on my name.
So you would have gone through and done all those tournaments to even qualify and still not done this.
No, and I fished the classic. I fished the classic in a Paw Patrol rod. Now, what do you want now? Put some respect on my name. They're like, dude, I just won. Change your life. I just won. Oh, okay.
Dude,
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Electric Classic. Huge shout out to Dave and all the folks at Bassmaster and all the folks that put it on. Like, it's incredible. And the shenanigans you pull while simultaneously putting on an amazing production, post-production, live production, FS1 production. Like, yeah.
Okay. And I have an electric to tell, but I'm going to tell it on the next one because I don't want to have this fall apart while we're doing it.
Yeah. Let's jump. Save that. Let's jump into our picks for the next derb, dude. Let's roll into our classic picks. How do we do in fantasy? How do we do in fantasy at the classic?
Dude, honestly, like a lot of people did good.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people in PTB did amazing at the classic.
We have this, if you're a brand new listener, we have this Bassmaster fantasy fishing group called Pass the Barb, and there's like hundreds of people in it, and I don't think me, we're a Bart are doing well.
No,
like I think my overall rank's like 400.
Yeah, there's almost 400 people in our group.
People are really good. Like, they are picking incredible picks. I feel like I will watch the classic or different tournaments, and I'll be like, I have 3 dudes in the top 10, and like won't do that well. Like,
yeah. No, like I don't know who's.
Oh, Ryan's glitching out. Give him a second, folks.
Give me one sec.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
What's your name on fantasy?
I think just Sobi. SOBI.
That's so funny. Because I thought you did good, and there's somebody that made a name that I thought was yours, and it's totally not.
What's the name?
And now it's funny because it's not you. Their username is Sobi's Integrity, and I thought that was you. And they're doing like really good. So whoever that is, shout out to you. That's awesome.
PTB Nation is out of control, dude. This is
so good. Okay. All right. So yeah, you're currently in 77th in our group, and I'm in 100th in our group.
But how does that shake out to the classic? Like, who won out of me, you, and Bart?
So you got first, I got second, Bart got dead last.
Nice. Dang, dude, Bart's doing so bad this year. I will say,
bad.
Especially because he's not on. Like, he's so bad, dude. He's doing horrible.
So bad. So I think you and me are tied right now.
Cool.
I think is how this shakes out. We'll have to look, but Yeah, so you got and we were fairly close in points, you and me
Yeah.
on the classic there. But like, yeah, dude, a lot of people smashed. Like usually like these regular season events kind of go pretty lopsided like across the big group, but like this one a lot of people did super good.
And this next one we got coming up here, I want to say, if we're recording this today, the tournament's in like 6 days. It's on the Tennessee Tom Bigby Waterway. I know nothing about this. I don't think anybody
Nor do
really
I.
knows much about this fishery, which is going to make it really cool. From my understanding of just doing some light research, it is a thinner river system, a lot of current, potentially dirty water, potentially grimy, grindy river fishing. Like and then FFS is also not allowed. So it's going to be like a grindy river shootout, dude. It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a super fun one to watch just because it's like people are going to they're going to have to do different stuff.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot.
And it's going to be interesting because like this weekend in Minnesota, it's supposed to get to like 74 degrees.
Dude.
Anywhere down south, like northern Arkansas into Tennessee, even Missouri area, like they're supposed to hit like 90s, dude. Like these fish are going to lay up and spawn, dude.
Yeah,
like
it's going to be interesting, I think. And it's going to be so much different than the classic, I'm pretty sure. Like
hit me with your lineup, dude. I want to hear who you picked.
Okay. I feel good about this, and I don't feel like I laid up either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can just obviously pick like the people everybody picked, but those people, but I have a couple that I think are like still really good picks. Like they're hammers, but like that could be maybe not like A1 picks for everybody.
Yeah.
So I got Trey McKinney. He's just good everywhere.
How do you bet against him, dude?
How do you bet against him? And like A bucket is stacked at this point, even we're, a few tournaments in here. Like also Trey McKinney sitting in first in points right now. Keep that in mind. Unbelievable.
He's so
back-to-back bridesmaid classics. Okay, so I got Trey McKinney. I picked Jay on this one. Who also had a decent finish at the Classic. But dude, Jay on the river, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went Jay Lee, Sea Bucket.
Ooh.
I like that. I feel like he made a point to do a bunch of shallow fishing without scope on this last at the Classic, and was like proud of catching him that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think he's all gas going into this one. I pick Lee Livesey, and then E Bucket, John Cox.
Oh, dude, John Cox is honestly due to pop one. Like he's kind of due for a dub, dude. And I think he'll get one. He will. Like it's coming.
And I think he's just like he needs the things to set up in his favor, and this one potentially does.
Yeah.
To find something greasy that nobody else is going to find or be willing to do, and like
if somebody's going to find a backwater area with zero current, the warmest water, and just a odd spawn that's happening in some little pond that he had to push his boat into to potentially get there, like it's going to be John Cox. Like it will happen like that one of these derbs for him.
And I feel like he went into the Classic like just being like whatever. Like I think he knew it was like I don't know. Like just from seeing him there and just like how he, you know what I mean? It was just like he was just fishing free and like zero pressure and just like whatever. I'm just here, like I'm fishing. Like I feel like he's not spun out that the Classic didn't go good.
No,
he's just like okay, on to the next. You know, like dudes like that are dangerous,
really dangerous, and like he knows his strengths. And he's just waiting. He's waiting for it to line up, dude. Like he's looking for a freaking fastball inside. And when it happens, he's going to go Yahtzee.
Yeah. And like the dude wins. Like he's not one of these guys that just finishes okay. He's like, he freaking is just like dialed, dude. Like you said, when he gets hot, it's hard to bet against him.
That's a good lineup, dude.
Was it like a few years ago when he was fishing both tours?
And he just like went
winning,
off, dude.
And just winning, dude.
Went off. Okay. All right. Coming in my bucket A. Bucket A is always stacked. I went with Corey Johnston. Your reigning Bassmaster Angler of the Year. He's a total stud. Also an amazing spawn fisherman, sight fisherman. That's why I went with him. Bucket B, same as you. I picked homie Jay. Dude, like Jay understands rivers. He understands current. And he's just so consistent. He's tough to bet against. Like he's going to do good. Bucket C, I love this pick, dude. I love this pick so much. Bucket C is Chris Johnston.
Ooh.
Out of this tournament, one of those Johnson boys are going to be like top 5. I don't know
what's
which
crazy.
One of them will be.
That's the thing, is one of them always does well.
Yes.
But you don't know which one it's going to be. And I feel like almost all the time they're in the same bucket.
Exactly. So this time I saw them in different buckets, and I had the exact thought. I'm like, I'll pick both the Johnson brothers. One of them is going to hit. One of them might win.
Dude, that's actually sneaky. Like, I did not see that they were split up. But that is like, if anyone plays fantasy like a lot and has bet on one of the Johnsons, you know you got burned when you did
it's always the other.
Because it's the other one.
Pick the other one, and then it's always the other. And you're like, I know one of them is just going to smash. Like, so I've got them both, doubling down on the Johnsons. And then bucket D, I've got kind of an interesting pick. I've got Tucker Smith, a young gun, somebody who's super good with their electronics, but he performed well at lacrosse last year. He figured out some main river stuff that I was like, I think he kind of understands current and rivers more than people give him credit for. And I think he's going to be surprising. People are going to pick him as, he's not going to pick him because they think he's just good at scope. He's not going to do great. Watch him perform. And then bucket E, I picked Wisconsin native Pat Schlapper. He understands rivers. He understands current. I think he's gonna feel right at home. So I like the lineup. I don't know.
I agree though. Like, these Wisconsin guys tend to do good on these rivers and in Florida for, various reasons.
They do, yeah.
And it's like, it's hard to bet against them, but it's also like, when people are hot, they're hot. You know? And it's like, that's why, like, Trey, I feel like, how do you not?
Trey's so hot, dude. Like, he's red hot. Like, Trey's he'll make it to day 4 on this tournament. Like, I've never bet against that. Watch him.
Yeah. But I am curious to see what the weights are like. What did you have for a final weight?
For final weight, I had 69 pounds, some ounces.
Okay.
I was like, I think 18 pounds a day. Would that come out to be like 70 pounds or 72 pounds?
I think somewhere right there. 18 a day.
I really don't know what to expect.
So I went lower. I had 57.
Okay.
Which is like 14-ish, a little over 14 a day.
Yeah. And that's good bags, dude.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know that this place really has like donkeys, but I also only saw like what tournaments. Like, there was an open there last year in April.
Okay.
That had, I think it was only a 3-dayer, but it was like mid 40s to win.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't know. I figured it'd be a little more just because it's like,
and it's no forward-facing sonar, and it is around that spawn period. It might be tougher than nails, dude. Like, it might be tough.
It might be a smash fest. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are so good. Like, somebody always catches them.
Yeah.
Take away whatever you want. You know what I mean? Somebody always catches them. So I think it's still going to be quite a bit of weight. But yeah, I could see it being more too. I don't know. But it's probably going to be like pretty much I gotta think they'd be like pretty close to spawning. Because even on the, like, dude, if that cold front wouldn't have came that weekend, they were talking like there was going to be fish pulling up.
Yeah.
That they'd have been fishing for at the Classic.
Can I give a weird dark horse? He's obviously not in my fantasy, but I just like it's a really weird Sixth Sense type feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I have this weird feeling that Brandon Polinick is going to do really good in this tournament. I
really?
cannot explain it. I looked at him on fantasy for a long time. I'm like, it's a place that nobody knows, no preconceived notions. It's kind of a weird, odd venue. Like, watch Brandon go in there and just, I don't know. I have a weird feeling. You heard it here first. If he wins this tournament, Brandon owes me like at least cut ice cream or something.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Any dark horses for you?
Um,
I could see
I don't know,
Welcher.
man. Like I feel like I was so locked into like who could potentially do bad. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was, like I don't want to necessarily pick those guys. Like there's I feel like that like the one you just said I think is really, really good. And like a
Yeah.
lot of people did pick him for this. I'm just looking at it now, just as
They
far as
did?
like, yeah, like in the E bucket, he is well, it's biased though, because a lot of people did pick him, but he's also the highest ranked person in the E bucket.
Sure.
So I think a lot of people they just pick based on the rank they are, like not like who it is or
Oh,
anything.
okay.
But yeah, I think like to your point, it sets up good for him. But like, what about a dude like Jason Christie, dude?
Yeah, dude. Like
Dirty water, like chatterbugging, like, dude, you know what I mean?
I could
Like
see
he's
him.
just
I could see him rolling his
just
specialties,
slinking around.
spinner bugs over all these different river laydowns and just mopping on a spinner bait. He's like, I just won on a spinner
Something,
bait.
dude. Like he's always good in the spring, though, it seems. Like even when like previous classics, he had done really well. Like I think on where was it Grand? Is that where he did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
And I
don't know.
think people are also forgetting like how lethal of an angler Jason Christie is. He has won so much money, so many events.
So
He's
much,
so
dude.
lethal in the spring. Like Jason Christie is so freaking lethal. And it's almost reaching that point where there's just a lot of like new young gun names that are popping off and people are hearing about them. Like they're in the spotlight. Like I think we are forgetting that Jason
Dude,
Christie's a stone cold killer. Like he
I-
eats people for breakfast.
What I think would be super interesting is like we would need someone to deep dive statistic stuff. But like,
Yeah.
you know, like obviously there's all these crazy stats in like football and stuff where they're always throwing out random BS. I would be so curious to know what percentage of overall tournament winnings Jason Christie has won in the spring.
Yeah, in March and April. I'd love
I think
to know
it would be incredibly high.
I'd love to know his March and April stats. Like that dude rolls to a boat launch in March and April and people are like, shit.
But yeah, I think that could be fun to watch. Yeah, for sure. And like you got to think too, some of these like obviously all the pros are like generally embracing FFS at this point because it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of the game now, right? But I'm like, I low key think some of these guys are really like obviously everyone's gonna catch them whether they have it or not. They're just the best anglers in the world, right? But like I think some of these older guys in the field are like leaning into this, like, I'm gonna smash here. You know what I mean? Like they have a lot of confidence going into this, and not necessarily that they have something to prove, but like they all just know that this is their game. Like, oh, this is OG.
This is OG Bass.
Elite Series. Yeah, yeah. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. And not that these young guys aren't good. Like I think a lot of them will still be in the top 25.
I think it's just like probably that little voice in the back of their head is not there. Like if they got onto a sweet swim jig bite or a sweet spinnerbait bite, like there's always that voice in the back of their head that's like, oh my gosh, is Easton out there just like murking
What am I missing?
On a minnow right now? And like he's actually on 20 pounds. But now if they get onto a dope spinnerbait or swim jig bite, they're like, oh, I'm on the bite of this tournament right here. No doubt. It's not better than this. Like they'll get wicked confidence back.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's valid. But we'll see how it plays out. Like a new venue.
Yeah.
At least to me. I'm sure some people watch Open or whatever coverage they had of that, but I didn't see that.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun derby to watch unfold.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
I think
anything else you want to get in before I this situation?
Yeah, Ryan is still blanking out. I just want to get in here. A huge shout out to everybody that went to the expo and that said hi to us as part of the PTB Nation. We appreciate it. There's so many of you. Thank you. Huge shout out to Bassmaster, everybody involved, the anglers, everybody that watched online, everybody that helped, just bring more excitement and positivity and growth to a sport that we love. We love Bassmaster Elite Series. We love all tournament bass fishing from the grassroots all the way up to the big boys. And somebody from the Everyday Man League, the Nation, the grassroots, ended up taking home the dub. Like Dylan Nutt got a dub and he qualified for that tournament in a way that Ryan and I could go qualify next year. Like, it is so cool. It is so cool for the sport. And it was an awesome experience, awesome time. I will be back. Like, I'll be back next year. It's kind of tradition now. So thank you for listening. Ryan, any last thoughts?
Absolutely. No, dude, I think if you haven't been to a classic, get there. Yeah. It, like, even if you're not like necessarily the biggest into fishing, like if you just love sports and sports championships, go to this thing. It's wicked to watch it go down. Super unique venues all over the place. And like, if get to one, I guess that's what I'm saying. 100%. But all right, let's wrap this thing up before this gets any worse. We'll be back at you next week with a fresh one. But if you made it to the end, thank you so much. We'll catch you on another episode of Pass the Barb.